Olá Gente, aqui é Olá sua professora de português. Hello guys, this is Olá, your Portuguese tutor. If you are interested in learning the Portuguese language or any other languages, this is the channel for you. Kindly subscribe to this channel as you'll be getting videos on how to learn the Portuguese language in a fun and interesting way. So in today's video, we'll be learning how to conjugate the Portuguese verb in present tense. We'll be learning how to conjugate the Portuguese verb in present tense. Vamos. So before I continue, let me just clarify, let me explain. There are two types of verbs in Portuguese when it comes to conjugating the verb in Portuguese. There are two types. We have the one we call verbos regulares, which is called the regular verbs. Now, talking about the regular verbs, they have some rules. So once you know the rules, you are good to go and conjugate them. But there's another set of verbs that are called verbos irregulares, which is the irregular verbs. This verb does not have rule for conjugating them. You just have to know how to conjugate them and just know, like, there's no way to like say, okay, this is the rule, this is the trick. This doesn't have, you just have to know the rule for conjugating it in present tense, past tense, future tense. Verbs like ser, which means to be, verb like ter, which means to have, verb like ir, which means to go, they are irregular verbs. But in today's video, we are not treating that. We'll treat that in subsequent video. In today's video, we are treating how to conjugate verbos regulares no presente do indicativo. How to conjugate the regular verb in present tense. Now, there are three groups of verbos regulares. There are three groups of regular verb. We have the AR verb, we have the ER verb, and we have the IR verb. Now, what did I mean when I say the AR verb, the ER verb, and the IR verb? It means that their terminal sound, the ending of their verb, verb that ends with AR, verbs that end with ER, and verbs that end with IR. So there's a rule for conjugating them in present tense, and once you know the rule, you are good to go. So I'll be using one verb that ends with AR to conjugate, another verb that ends with ER to conjugate, another verb that ends with IR to conjugate the verb, to show you an example of how to conjugate it. Now, one thing you need to know firstly is that when you are conjugating regular verb in present tense, you need to first do away with the last two letters the verb, which means for AR verb, you need to do away with that AR. It's like, for example, falar, which means to speak. When you are conjugating falar in present tense, you need to first of all remove the AR that ends falar, because falar is spelled FALAR. So you need to first of all do away with that AR. I'm sure you get that now. So you do away with the AR first. Same thing for ER verb, same thing for IR verb. So once you do away with it, now you need to now put the terminal sound, the ending that are there. So that is like the same ending for all AR verb that are regular, the same ending for all ER verb that are regular, and the same ending for all IR verb that are regular. Now, another thing you need when conjugating verbos regulares in present tenses, you need the pronomen pessoas, which means the personal pronoun. Like we have it in English. When you want to conjugate, let's say to go, you need I go, you go, he goes, something like that. So you need the I, you, he, like that. So in Portuguese, we also need it pronomen pessoais. It's called os pronomes pessoais. So we have eu, which means I in English. We have você, which means you in English. We have ele, ela, which means he or she in English. We have nós, which means we. We have vocês, which means you, but in plural. We have eles, which means they for masculine, and elas, which means they for feminine. So once you have that, you just need to conjugate. Now for the verb AR, the verb we are going to be using to conjugate AR is falar, which in English means to speak. So first of all, you do away with the AR at the end of falar. So we have FAL, and you conjugate for the first person, which is eu, you add O. So eu falou. For você, you add E. Você falar. Same thing for ele, ela, you add a. Ele, ela, fala. For noise, you add amos, you add amos. So nós falamos. For vocês, you add am, vocês falam. For eles e elas, you also add am, eles e elas falam. So that is for falar, the first set of verbs. So every other verbs that end with ar, you use that same terminação to add it. You remove the ar and add that for regular verb. Now the second part of verb, which is the er verb, verbs that end with er. Like I said in the first part, you remove the er and you add this. So we are using the verb comer, which means to eat in Portuguese, in English. So we are using the verb comer. So you remove the terminação er. So you remove the terminação er and you add this. For eu, you add o. Eu como. For você, now this is it. Você, ele e ela have the same thing. Same thing. Vocês, eles e ela. So it's like a first stage. So for eu, you say eu como. Você, ele, ela come, which is C-O-M-E. Nós comemos. C-O-M-E-M-O-S. Vocês, eles, elas comem. C-O-M-E-M. Now for the last set of verbs, which are verbs that end with IR. Like I said, for AR verb and ER verb, you remove the terminação, which is IR, and add this. So we are using the verb abrir, which means to open. We are using it for our example. So if you are going to say, you remove IR in abrir, because abrir is spelled as A-B-R-I-R. So you remove the verb, the terminação IR, and you add eu abro, A-B-R-O. Você, ele, ela. Like I said, você, ele, ela have the same conjugation. Você, ele, ela abrir, A-B-R-E. Nós abrimos, A-B-R-I-M-O-S. Vocês, eles, elas abrim, A-B-R-E-M. So this is how to conjugate your Portuguese regular verb in present tense, no presente, no indicativo. So you remove the ending and add this rule, and once you know that, you are good to go. And this is something you don't need to know about verbs, even for regular verbs and for irregular verbs. You just need to memorize it. There's no trick to go about it. For the regular verb, memorize this rule and you're good to go. When we get to irregular verb in our subsequent video, you just need to know how to conjugate it and memorize it. So this is the end of today's video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Drop in the comments what you would like to know about the Portuguese language, and I will definitely make a video about it. And also, if you've not subscribed, like I said in the beginning of this video, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will see you. Até Mais.